Apex Legends Mobile released a couple of days ago, and when playing such a competitive game, players can't help but wonder which characters are the strongest. So to help players analyze the current meta, here is an Apex Legends Mobile tier list created during the global release. There are two tier lists, one catered towards solo queue and one towards more coordinated competitive play. Analysis of notable picks will be provided as well. But before we begin, let's have our question of the day. Who's your favorite legend to play? And why do you enjoy playing them? Leave your answers down in the comments below. To start off, here's a solo queue tier list. Something to keep in mind for solo queue in Apex Legends Mobile is that a lot of players don't really work together. And for those that do, they don't really know how to work together. What results is often miscommunication alongside mistakes all across the board when forcing team plays. Therefore, a lot of selfishly focused playstyles are generally ranked higher in this specific tier list. Now moving on to analysis of some specific picks. The first pick up for today is Octane. This legend is probably the strongest in the game in solo queue. His speed boost provides him way too much utility, and Apex Legends Mobile, speed is the name of the game. The faster a player can reach the loot, the stronger they become. The faster a player positions around the enemy, the better the skirmish goes. There's pretty much an endless list of pros for moving fast in the game, and Octane is one of the fastest legends. In addition, his jump pad is incredibly useful. The noise it makes does set off some opponents, but it's highly unlikely players are good enough at using the aiming system to snipe players out of the sky. This allows Octane to reposition without a cinch. Next up is Wraith, also in the S tier. Popular in both the PC version and the mobile version, Wraith absolutely dominates solo queue. The invisibility makes it practically impossible for players to track and hit her. Anyway, after all, the skills prevents the auto-aim system from helping the player. This on its own is more than enough to outplay a large portion of the player base. Now, Wraith isn't just strong in solo queue, which transitions us into the competitive tier list. Take a look here. Notice that Wraith is also an S tier in the coordinated plays. Why is this? Why is she so much higher than Octane? First of all, let's compare their ults. Octane has a jump pad, but it's very difficult to coordinate teammates with the jump pad because players can easily choose whatever direction they want to head in. VS Wraith's portal has a set destination. This makes coordinated play much easier with Wraith's ultimate than Octane's. In addition, players can still shoot people in the air, though it is rather difficult. In a competitive environment, it's not unheard of. And lastly, Octane sacrifices health when using a skill. In solo queue, this isn't much of a problem because players have a lot of opportunity to regroup and regenerate their health. But in coordinated play, Wraith's invisibility provides far more utility since it doesn't cost anything. When attempting to make a competitive team composition in Apex Legends Mobile, you really can't have one without Gibraltar, also known as Gibby. This legend is easily the best for team compositions. Gibby is practically always a necessity. The shield he creates allows teammates to essentially gain a moment to breathe, and in that small window of opportunity, the entire team can realistically heal to full and gather themselves, allowing for far stronger team play thereafter. The reason he's ranked lower in solo queue is that most players won't coordinate with their allied Gibby's shields, but in a properly communicated full party, Gibby is easily one of the best legends to have on a team. Now let's talk about the only support in the game, Lifeline. Lifeline as a whole isn't that good. She's better in coordinated teams than in solo queue, but the issue with supports in the game is that a lot of plays are more offensively oriented rather than recuperating from playing from behind. But if players do fall behind and someone is knocked, Lifeline is very clutch in those moments. Let's talk about one more legend, Caustic. This one is a little interesting in competitive play because he's really good inside buildings when covering doors and entrances and just having some general cover. But wide out in the open, the pick definitely falls off. But if your team does coordinate well enough, given they're inside a building, Caustic is pretty much unstoppable. He's able to hold position pretty much perfectly by trapping entrances and by having 6 charges of his skill. And these charge up really fast. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Apex Legends Mobile coverage. For those of you guys interested in the player in the footage, his name is Kranix and his social links are in the description below.